Hello and welcome again to the Master's Voice. I'm Celestial and you're welcome to this channel. If you are new and you're visiting for the first time, I'd like to greet you. You're very welcome. And if you're coming back for the second, third, or if you're somebody who's been following my blog, The Master's Voice, for a long time, then you're also welcome. Today I am back with another prophecy. It's still about Russia. I'm continuing the prophecies by theme, and the first theme that the Lord wanted me to touch on is about the nation of Russia, an invasion and an overtaking that will come to the United States at some time in the future. Russia and her allies will come to this nation. Yesterday, I didn't get a chance to make videos. It was very busy for me. But yesterday, as I was uploading the other videos, I think, and just doing some general work and upkeep on the channel, I asked the Lord and I said, Lord, you know, I have these words. I've received these words from you. And as I'm uploading these words, obviously, I have to go back over them and I read them, I study them again, and I pray over them. And I just asked the Lord, and I said, Lord, is it really so? Is it really so? Are these things really steadfast? And the answer that the Lord gave me was so firm. And he said, the United States will be a colony of Russia. So that's not something that I've ever, I didn't have time, obviously, to write it on the blog. And as I said before, not everything is a prophecy. Not everything is going to cause me to open and make a new post. But that is what the Lord said. The Lord said that the United States will be a colony of Russia. And then he said to me, do you know what a colony is? And I said, yes, Lord, I do. A colony is a nation, right? A territory or a people who have lost sovereignty. These are people who no longer have their sovereign rights. They are no longer viewed as a separate people. They are no longer able to practice their common language, practice their culture, practice their way of life. They are forced to take on the way of life of another nation that is more powerful than them, that has invaded their territory, that has taken control of their land mass, basically the property or the area that they possess, has taken control of their land mass, has taken control of their resources, taken control of their riches. Everything it is that they own goes to the conqueror, and the conqueror becomes sort of an imprint upon them. So basically it is the conqueror's way of life that they practice. Anyone who studied history will know that the Romans did this, the Greeks did this, and the United Kingdom did this. You know, Great Britain, for such a tiny nation, was so busy, you know, in the earlier part of past recent modern history. I would say they went everywhere in those ships of theirs, fought a lot of great wars, and took over a huge part of the known world. You know, the Commonwealth as it exists, everywhere that Her Majesty's imprint is across the world is everywhere. You know, it's in Africa. I mean, they took over such a huge nation like India and the West Indies, further colonies like Australia and New Zealand. So colonization is not a new idea, but it is almost inconceivable to hear the Lord apply this word to the United States when she herself came and was founded here as first a colony that then broke away from Great Britain and declared herself independent and has enjoyed so much independence and so much freedom up to the modern day. But this was what the Lord said, that the USA will for all intents and purposes be Russia's colony. So I continue with the word about Russia and its primary ally, China. And the prophecy I'm going to be reading today is from June 7th, 2019. And it's from a series that the Lord gave me, a very shocking series, I must say. It was the first time that I had ever heard God touch on these themes It's called The Slavery Chronicles, America in Chains, Part 2. So this prophecy is not an easy prophecy to bring, and I'm praying that the Lord will give me grace to deliver it, because the theme is painful and the theme is also graphic. I've spoken before on this blog, and in these videos I've shared before about the theme of nakedness. So we all know what it is to be naked. We know what it is to be physically naked. We know what it is to be metaphorically naked, where perhaps something that you used as a shield, or something that you used as a protection, or something that just made you feel covered is taken away from you and you are left exposed. The nakedness that the Lord reveals to me in these prophecies is not a metaphorical nakedness. It is a physical nakedness. I shared before that I often see naked people as the Lord shows me different scenes of invasion that will come to America. One particular theme that repeats a lot is that I see women of different races from the United States being sexually abused and used in sex houses and brothels as, I would almost say, as comfort women. So that will be something that will take place here. When the invasion happens, there will be a lot of sexual abuse, sexual molestation, rape. I shared on my Facebook page, the following. The Lord spoke to me and gave me pictures at the same time, and he made it known to me that the women in this country are very, very lewd and very lustful and very immodest in their dress. Now, of course, there's going to be women watching this video. There are going to be people sharing this video. There are going to be people that have no idea about my blog and no idea about me watching these videos. And of course, there's going to be a myriad of opinions, but I have to be honest and say, I cannot help that. Videos go where they go and people will say what they say, but I have to be true to what the Lord has said and what the Lord has shown me. And the Lord has said that this is a nation of nakedness, actually, male and female. And that is the reason that there is so much promiscuity. That's the reason there's so much perversion. That's the reason there's so much sexual immorality. And the Lord said that he will heavily punish those things. And one of the punishments, far beyond the sexual diseases that God has said will hit this nation, I have seen some very gross things, brothers and sisters. Very, sometimes I just say, Lord, come on, God, come on. And he just says to me, they test me. They test me in these things. They provoke my eyesight, is what the Lord says. They provoke my eyesight continually with these things. And sometimes he also just says to me, quite simply, if I have to see it, why can't you? And of course, I don't really have an answer for that. So sexual immorality and sexual immodesty and just this lewdness. There's this spirit in the nation that has both men and women carrying themselves around so sexually provocative. And I have to say this. If you're out there and you want to get married, for instance, and you're a Christian, or even if you're not a Christian, you want to have a lasting and committed relationship. If there's the spirit of the world in you, right? Because even in Christianity, there is this, and I'll go back to the vision that the Lord gave me that I shared on Facebook in a moment. But if there's promiscuity in you, or if there's lewdness in you, or the spirit of lust in you, and this thing has you convinced that the best part of yourself is your sexual self, then you don't actually understand committed relationships at all. You don't understand what actually will make relationships last and linger, because sexuality is a fire that the Lord has given us, and that fire is obviously meant to burn within the hearth of marriage. This is why it says in the Song of Songs, do not awaken love before the time.